What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. We're back, and where's the light? There it is. Where have we been? How you been? Well, today, working on that. You can probably barely see it. Right there. What I gotta do is get that big old thing up under there. Problem I got is it's too stinking tall to fit underneath the bodywork, the framework, the spring, whatever else, and I don't have a hoist. So I can't drop that thing on my transmission jack and just roll it under there like I'd want to, which would be extremely easy to do. So what I gotta do is I'm to jack up the back of the truck as high as it'll go, slide that thing on this piece of wood that I got it sitting on, which that's the bottom of the crate it shipped in. I'm gonna slide it under there, then I gotta figure a way to get it up on the jack. This should be interesting, but I'm so excited to get the darn thing back. It's been 2 months. 2 months. It's supposed to take 4 to 6 weeks, and it took 2 months. And yeah, well, it is what it is. Now I just gotta figure out how to get the darn thing back in the hole. Let's get to it. I had me a brainwave that gave me a couple inches. Watch it, watch it. This is a family show. Well, actually, no, it's not. But anyway, this is sketchy as. I had to put the jack on that setup right there. And then for the front wheels, I did that. Like I said, sketchy as. But I'm not getting under it because scary. And I've already had one incident where one of the 2x4s collapsed on me. I was trying to shift it forward a little bit and the 2x4 rolled under. Good thing I wasn't under it. Not that it went anywhere. There's enough height under there. I'm not worried about it coming off and going frame to the ground because there's tires and springs and stuff. But there's so little clearance that if it was to come off and miss all the safeguards and I was under it, still you get the squishiness. And I don't feel like being squished. On a positive note, look what fits. This is what I was worried about. This is what I was worried about having to fight. This is getting this big boy under there, then getting it up on the jack, because it's 227 pounds without the torque converter and fluid, and it just fits. Just. That's one of the benefits of not knowing nothing. I ask questions and I mention to people, hey, I got this thing that I don't know how to do. And a lot of them will have an idea because they've done it before. Or they'll make suggestions like, hey, I have this hoist, and I did so, well, I don't have a hoist. But what self-respecting car guy doesn't have a couple of spare sets of tires laying around? What for using is a ramp. So that's going to work. Several people came up with a lot of different ideas, and I'm using a mishmash of all of them to get this heavy pig under the truck on the jack, so I don't have to get it under the truck, then figure out a way to pick it up and put it on the jack. I told you I had schemes. I told you. In case you're wondering, yeah, it is very, very hot. Well, it's not hot, it's just humid. It rained yesterday, it's like 98% humidity. It's gross and sticky and wet. Let's keep working. Well, it's in. I would show you what it looks like, but there's really nothing to see. And I'm filthy. I'm still not rich. I'm still just only John. Oh well. Transfer case has got to go in. Front drive shaft's got to go in. Got all the plumbing hooked up. Dipstick tube has to go in. Did I say front drive shaft, rear drive shaft, skid plate, dipstick tube, fluid? I remember the torque converter. That was a bugger. Clean up my mess. Gonna put it on the trickle charger because it hadn't run in 2 months and I'm pretty sure it's stone dead. I think that's it. Well, that's it for today, I think. This guy's making angry noises. There's the old girl in there. The transmission is in. The thing that put up the most fight was getting the dipstick tube in. Figure that out. Cross member's in. It is sitting on its own weight. The transmission is. Bronco is still sitting up kind of janky on a set of tires and some jack stands. But it is sitting. I had hoped to have it all done by the end of today, but that's not how it worked out. Scooter. Cut up, shredded. Ooh, gross. That's all there is for today. This is probably going to be a two-parter. I just have to put the transfer case back in, front and rear drive shafts. I'm beat, threw my back out, getting... Hello, I hear you. Threw my back out, getting out from under that thing so many times. It's amazing how quickly stuff goes when you're doing up bolts instead of undoing bolts. And you remember where you put everything. There's a couple of sins I uncovered. Need to buy a couple of spare bolts. That's why. Another reason I'm going to wait for another day to put the transfer case back in. But somebody only put it back in with 4 bolts and it wants 6. It wasn't me. I know better. I would have gone to the parts house and found another bolt. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one.